Let me tell you something that may shock you. Over 80 million people around the world are quietly losing their eyesight, and most of them don't even know it. They still drive, still read, still smile at their grandchildren. But deep inside the eye, silent damage is already unfolding. And here's what's even more surprising. Many of them could have slowed or even reversed that damage with something as simple as what they pour into a cup each day. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Ageless Garden, the place where your best years aren't behind you, they're just beginning. If you've ever worried about blurry vision, cloudy headlights, or struggling to read a menu in dim light, you're not alone. And today you'll discover 8 powerful science-backed drinks that can protect your eyes, lower dangerous eye pressure, and even help reverse vision loss naturally. The final one on this list, almost no one talks about it, but it just might be the most important of all. Every day in my clinic, I meet people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who believe their eyesight decline is just something they have to accept. But here's the truth. Vision loss doesn't have to be inevitable. Today, I'm going to share 8 simple, powerful drinks that are supported by real science, not hype, that can nourish your eyes, support your vision, and give you back a sense of control. No prescriptions, no expensive procedures, just honest, natural habits that work. And if you've got other concerns, like dry eyes or macular degeneration, let me know in the comments. I'm here for you. There's something quiet and comforting about a warm cup of green tea. Maybe it's the way the steam rises in the morning light, or the stillness that comes with those first few sips. But what most people don't realize is that green tea doesn't just soothe the soul, it can actually help protect your vision. Now let me explain this simply. Green tea is packed with powerful antioxidants called catechins. These aren't just floating around doing nothing. They're active, smart compounds. When you drink green tea, those catechins don't just stay in your bloodstream. Research shows they travel directly into the tissue of your eyes, especially the retina, which is the part of your eye responsible for processing light and sending signals to your brain. Think of the retina as your eye's central command center, and green tea's catechins as tiny security guards standing at the gate. Why is that important? Because as we age, many of us begin to experience an increase in intraocular pressure. That's the internal pressure inside the eye. When this pressure builds up too much, it can damage the optic nerve, which connects your eye to your brain. That's what leads to glaucoma, one of the leading causes of permanent vision loss in older adults. The scary part? You don't feel it happening. There's no pain, no warning bells, just a slow, quiet loss of peripheral vision until one day it's gone. But here's the hopeful twist. Green tea has been shown to help lower intraocular pressure, giving your optic nerve some breathing room, some protection, a chance to keep doing its job for years to come. One fascinating study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry tracked the effects of green tea on eye tissue. After consuming green tea, the antioxidants reached the eye within just 30 minutes and remained active for up to 20 hours. The highest concentration was found in the retina. That's not just good news. It's remarkable. Let me tell you about Walter, a retired librarian who came into my clinic a few years ago. He was sharp, witty, and had spent most of his life surrounded by books. But lately, he'd been struggling to read the fine print, and his eye pressure was creeping up. He'd always been a coffee drinker, 3 strong cups a day. I suggested he switch his morning cup to green tea. Not everything, just one change. 3 months later, his eye pressure had stabilized. But more than that, Walter told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm seeing colors more vividly. It's like someone wiped a smudge off my lenses." Was it just the tea? Maybe, maybe not. But the science and the results speak for themselves. If you're thinking about giving green tea a try, here's what I recommend. Start with 1 cup a day, preferably in the morning. Choose high-quality loose leaf or organic bagged green tea, not those bottled versions loaded with sugar. Let it steep for 3–5 minutes. That's when the antioxidants are most potent. And drink it slowly. Let it be a small act of care, a moment of calm in your day. Because with each cup, you're not just enjoying a warm drink. You're building a quiet defense for your vision. You're choosing to support your eyes gently, naturally and powerfully. It's a morning ritual for many, pouring a tall glass of orange juice as sunlight streams through the kitchen window. But what if that familiar tangy drink is doing more than just waking up your taste buds? What if it's quietly protecting your eyesight every single day? You see, orange juice isn't just a breakfast staple. It's one of nature's richest sources of vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that plays a crucial role in maintaining clear vision as we age. Now, when we talk about vitamin C, most people think immune system, but your eyes rely on it just as much, maybe even more. Let's start with cataracts, one of the most common causes of vision loss in older adults. As we age, the proteins in the lens of the eye start to clump together. This is what causes that cloudy, foggy blur. It's not sudden. It sneaks up slowly. A little glare here, a little dullness there, until reading the newspaper or driving at night becomes a strain. But here's the good news. Vitamin C acts like a cleanup crew, fighting the oxidative stress that leads to that clumping. It helps maintain the lens's clarity by protecting it from free radical damage. Think of it like this. If your eye were a window, vitamin C is the gentle polish that keeps the glass clean, clear, and free from the fog. There's real science behind this. One of the largest and most respected studies on cataracts, the 10-year twin study conducted by researchers at King's College London, looked at over 1,000 pairs of female twins. They found that women who consumed higher amounts of vitamin C had a 33% lower risk of cataract progression. Not only that, but their lenses were measurably clearer than those who consumed less. And it's not just the vitamin C doing the heavy lifting. Oranges are also rich in bioflavonoids, which work in synergy with vitamin C to strengthen blood vessels in the eye, improve circulation, and boost the eye's natural defenses against age-related wear and tear. Now let me share a story about Martha, one of my longtime patients. She's 68, a retired school teacher, and one of those people who always brings a smile into the room. But a few years ago, she started noticing halos around lights while driving at night. Her sister had recently undergone cataract surgery, and Martha was scared the same was coming for her. Instead of jumping straight to treatment, we looked at her daily habits. One of the changes? A glass of freshly squeezed orange juice every morning. Nothing from concentrate, nothing with added sugar, just fresh oranges, juiced at home. It became her quiet promise to herself each day. And over time, her symptoms didn't get worse. They actually began to improve. Now, does orange juice cure cataracts? No, but when you give your body the tools it needs, especially early on, it can protect itself more than you think. So here's what I suggest. Aim for one small glass of orange juice a day, especially in the morning when your body's fresh and ready to absorb nutrients. If you can, juice your own oranges. The vitamin C content is higher and the flavor is purer. And if you're managing your sugar intake, eating a whole orange is a wonderful alternative. You get the fiber, the hydration, and the same antioxidant punch. With every sip, you're not just hydrating. You're saying yes to clearer days, brighter nights, and the long-term health of your eyes. Now, this next one may surprise you, and if you're a wine lover, you'll be glad to hear it. Red wine in moderation can actually help protect your eyesight. That might sound too good to be true, but the science and the centuries of wisdom around it say otherwise. Let me start with the key player here, resveratrol. It's a powerful plant compound found in the skins of red grapes. And because red wine is fermented with the skins, it becomes one of the richest sources of resveratrol you can easily enjoy. Think of resveratrol like a personal bodyguard for your eyes. It protects your cells from oxidative stress, one of the main causes of lens clouding and retinal damage. Over time, oxidative stress leads to degeneration of the macula, the part of the retina responsible for central vision, and contributes to the development of cataracts. And that's not just speculation. In a major analysis of the UK Biobank, one of the largest health databases in the world, researchers found that moderate red wine drinkers had a significantly lower risk of needing cataract surgery compared to non-drinkers or those who drank other forms of alcohol. But let me be clear, more isn't better. This is about balance. Just one small glass, about 5 ounces, a few times a week. Too much alcohol, on the other hand, can do the opposite. Increase oxidative stress dehydrate your body, including your eyes, and raise your risk of other health issues. So if you drink, do it for the taste, the tradition, the moment, not to drown out your worries. Now, red wine also contains lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that are absolutely vital for eye health. These compounds help filter harmful blue light, reduce inflammation, and protect the retina and macula, the very structures responsible for sharp central vision. I remember one patient, Alan, a retired chemist in his early 70s. He told me once, "I don't need fancy diets, doc. I just want to enjoy my life and my glass of wine." So we worked with that. He made some key changes, cut back on sugar, added leafy greens, and switched from beer to a modest glass of red wine in the evenings, often with dinner. He came back for his follow-up 6 months later. His eye pressure had gone down slightly and his macular scans looked more stable than before. But what really struck me was his attitude. "I feel like I'm doing something kind for myself now," he said. That kind of mindset shift, that's medicine too. Now, if you don't drink alcohol or prefer to avoid it, that's perfectly fine. You can get the same resveratrol benefits from red grapes, blueberries, or even grape juice. Just make sure it's 100% juice with no added sugars. The key is the grape skins, not the alcohol. So whether it's a quiet evening on the porch or a Sunday meal with family, savoring a glass of red wine can be more than just a pleasure. It can be part of a thoughtful, nourishing routine that supports your eyesight and your well-being. When done mindfully, respectfully, and in moderation. Because taking care of your vision doesn't have to mean giving up the things you love. Sometimes it just means reframing them as acts of health, not habits of indulgence. When we think about eyesight, carrots are probably the first food that comes to mind, and for good reason. That old saying your grandmother used to tell you, "Eat your carrots, they're good for your eyes," wasn't just folklore. It was science, long before most of us realized it. But here's what most people don't know. While carrots themselves are excellent, carrot juice takes those benefits to a whole new level, especially for seniors looking to preserve or even gently restore aspects of their vision. Let's dig into why. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, a pigment that your body converts into vitamin A critical nutrient for maintaining the health of your cornea and retina. Vitamin A is like the oil in your car's engine. It keeps everything running smoothly. Without enough of it, the surface of your eye can become dry, inflamed, even damaged. Night vision starts to fade. The contrast between light and dark becomes harder to detect. And over time, you might notice that seeing in dim rooms or driving at dusk becomes more stressful than it used to be. Carrot juice delivers a concentrated dose of that vital beta-carotene in a form that's much easier for your body to absorb. Juicing breaks down the tough plant fibers, allowing the nutrients to move swiftly through your digestive system and into your bloodstream. It's like turning a slow drip into a gentle stream. Your eyes get the support they need more efficiently. But carrots don't stop at beta-carotene. They're also rich in lutein, another superstar for your macula, the central part of your retina responsible for detail and color. Lutein helps filter harmful blue light and reduces oxidative damage inside the eye. Combined with beta-carotene, you're looking at a powerful natural formula that supports both surface and deep retinal health. Now let me introduce you to Jerome, age 74, a former electrician with hands as steady as a surgeon's and eyes that once spotted problems in wires no one else could see. But over time, Jerome began to struggle with glare, especially when watching television or walking outside on bright days. He was frustrated. Reading blueprints had once been second nature. Now it gave him a headache. We started simple. A glass of fresh carrot juice every morning. Just that. Within a few months, Jerome wasn't just seeing better. He felt sharper, more alert. He even said colors felt brighter. That's the subtle power of nourishment over time. It doesn't just repair, it helps you reconnect to life in color. So what's the best way to enjoy carrot juice? Start with fresh, organic carrots whenever possible. Juicing 4 to 5 medium carrots gives you 1 glass. You can drink it plain or blend it with other vision-boosting ingredients like ginger, apple, or even a splash of beet juice. That combo not only adds flavor, it supports circulation and inflammation reduction as well. A quick note here, Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means your body absorbs it better when taken with a bit of healthy fat. So pairing your carrot juice with a handful of nuts, a slice of avocado toast, or even adding a spoonful of chia seeds into your juice can make a real difference. And for those who are already dealing with dry eyes or screen fatigue, carrot juice can help soothe the surface of the eye from the inside out. Think of it as a natural eye drop, one you drink, one small glass a day. That's all it takes, because when it comes to vision, sometimes the most powerful medicine doesn't come in a bottle. It comes from the earth, in a glass, in your hands. Now let's talk about something you might not have expected in a conversation about eyesight. Beets. Yes, those deep red root vegetables that stain your cutting board and maybe weren't your favorite growing up. But here's the truth. What beets lack in popularity, they make up for in power, especially when it comes to your vision. Let me explain. Beets are packed with natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a gas molecule that plays a crucial role in blood flow. Think of nitric oxide as a kind of natural traffic cop for your circulatory system. It relaxes and widens your blood vessels, making it easier for oxygen and nutrients to reach your organs, including your eyes. And here's where it gets fascinating. Proper blood flow to the eyes doesn't just keep them nourished. It also supports the trabecular meshwork, a sponge-like structure in your eye responsible for draining fluid and regulating intraocular pressure, IOP. When that drainage system gets sluggish, pressure builds, and that's one of the primary risk factors for glaucoma, a silent, progressive disease that can cause irreversible vision loss if left unchecked. Beet juice helps keep that drainage flowing freely. It's like giving your eye's plumbing system a gentle cleanse every day. In fact, studies show that dietary nitrates, like those found in beets and leafy greens, are associated with lower risks of glaucoma and improved retinal blood flow. For seniors, especially those with a family history of eye disease or early signs of pressure buildup, that can be a game changer. Let me tell you about Lillian. She's 69, a retired art teacher who began noticing halos around lights and occasional blurry vision, especially at night. Her eye pressure wasn't dangerously high, but it was trending upward. We added beet juice into her morning routine. Just half a cup, freshly juiced. After 3 months, her pressure had stabilized, and she reported fewer headaches and clearer vision in the mornings. I don't love the taste, she admitted, but I do love the way it makes me feel. That's why I often recommend beet plus carrot plus ginger as a go-to blend. The ginger cuts the earthiness of the beet, the carrot adds sweetness and eye-nourishing beta-carotene, and the combo gives you a full spectrum of eye health benefits in one vibrant glass. Now, a few practical tips. If you're new to beet juice, start slow. It's potent. Begin with just 2 to 4 ounces a day, then work your way up to a half cup or more if your body handles it well. It's best on an empty stomach, as that enhances absorption. And yes, beet juice can temporarily color your urine or stool. That's totally normal and harmless. Don't let it scare you. One important note, if you have kidney stones or issues with oxalates, speak with your doctor before making beets a daily habit. They're rich in oxalates, which can be a concern for certain people. As always, your health plan should fit you, not the other way around. But for most people, beet juice is a powerful, natural way to keep blood flowing, pressure balanced, and vision sharp. Because your eyes aren't just windows to the soul, they're also mirrors of your internal health. And beet juice? It helps polish that mirror from the inside out. If you've ever held a handful of fresh blueberries, you've probably noticed how they stain your fingers with that deep dark blue, a color so rich, it almost feels medicinal. And in many ways it is. Blueberries aren't just a sweet snack. They're one of the most vision-protective foods we know of, especially for older adults. And when you blend them into a smoothie, their eye-boosting benefits become even more accessible, delicious, and powerful. So what makes them such a gift to our eyes? It all starts with a compound called anthocyanins, the pigment that gives blueberries their deep hue. These antioxidants are especially good at protecting the capillaries and blood vessels that feed your eyes. Remember, the eye is a living organ. It needs constant oxygen, nutrients, and detoxification. When those tiny vessels get inflamed, clogged, or damaged by free radicals, your vision suffers. Anthocyanins help reduce that inflammation, shield your eyes from oxidative stress, and support clarity in the lens, which is key in preventing cataracts. Blueberries also contain riboflavin, or vitamin B2, which has been shown to reduce the risk of cataracts by helping maintain proper metabolism in eye tissue. When your eyes are metabolically healthy, they're better able to withstand age-related degeneration. Now, I want to tell you about Shirley. She's 81 and has been wearing glasses since her early 30s. Lately, she noticed her eyes felt tired more often, especially after reading or working on her puzzles in the evening. She started having to squint, and her eye doctor mentioned the beginning stages of lens clouding. We added a blueberry smoothie to her breakfast. Nothing complicated. Just 1 cup of frozen blueberries, half a banana, and some unsweetened almond milk. She called me 2 weeks later and said, "I don't know what kind of magic you slipped into that smoothie, but I feel like I got a new pair of eyes." Now, was it magic? No. It was nature's quiet, consistent repair system. Because when you give your body what it needs, especially through foods like blueberries, it responds. Even in your 80s. Smoothies are a fantastic delivery system for nutrients. They're easy to digest, endlessly customizable, and perfect for seniors who may not feel like chewing large portions of fruit. You can add chia seeds for healthy fats, a spoonful of Greek yogurt for protein and probiotics, or toss in some spinach for a double vision boost. Some people ask, fresh or frozen? Both work. Frozen blueberries are picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen, meaning they retain most of their nutritional power. Just be sure to choose unsweetened ones. Skip the syrups and added sugars. If you prefer a touch more sweetness, a splash of orange juice or a few frozen mango chunks can make the smoothie more enjoyable while adding their own eye-loving nutrients. Blueberry smoothies aren't just healthy, they're also comforting. There's something about sipping something cold, sweet, and nourishing that brings a sense of peace. And that peace matters because stress and inflammation go hand in hand. So this simple act, a daily blueberry smoothie, can become not just a vision habit, but a self-care ritual. It's easy to forget that something as small as a berry could make such a big difference. But I've seen it too many times to ignore. The patients who commit to these daily habits often stabilize, sometimes even reverse early vision decline. Because nature doesn't need to shout to be effective. Sometimes it just needs to be invited into your life, one smoothie at a time. Now let's shift to something a little warmer, a drink that soothes the body, quiets the mind, and just might protect your vision while you sleep. I'm talking about turmeric tea, or as many know it, golden milk. You've probably heard of turmeric before. It's that bright yellow spice that gives curry its color and earthy flavor. But beneath that golden hue lies one of the most potent natural compounds we have in our health toolbox, curcumin. Curcumin is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. And when it comes to protecting your eyes, it works on a very deep level, starting at the root of many vision problems. Oxidative stress. Now, oxidative stress is like rust forming inside your eyes. Over time, it weakens your lens, breaks down your retina, and can even damage the optic nerve. This process is involved in nearly all age-related vision diseases, cataracts, glaucoma, macular degeneration. But curcumin helps put the brakes on that damage. One study published in Drug Delivery and Translational Research showed that curcumin could reduce oxidative damage in retinal cells, especially when paired with ingredients that enhance its absorption. It also has neuroprotective effects, meaning it doesn't just help your eyes but may support the nerves that carry visual signals to your brain. Let me share a story with you. Eleanor is a retired nurse, 73 years old, with a love for reading historical biographies. A few years ago, she started noticing a slight fuzziness in her peripheral vision. Nothing serious, but enough to be annoying. She also had some mild cognitive fog and said she felt foggy in the evenings. We didn't go straight to medications. Instead, I asked her to add one thing to her nightly routine, a cup of golden milk. She used a simple recipe, 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, 1 or 2 teaspoons turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, crucial for absorption, a dash of cinnamon, and a small spoon of raw honey. She sipped it warm before bed. Within a few weeks, she told me 2 things. First, she was sleeping better, deeper, longer, more restful. And second, she felt her eyes were less tired, especially at the end of the day. Was it a miracle? No, but it was a shift, a steady, subtle improvement. You see, the combination of curcumin's antioxidant power and the calming ritual of warm tea before bed makes golden milk more than just a health drink. It becomes part of your recovery process, your body's time to repair, reset, and protect. Now, here are a few tips if you want to try it. Always pair turmeric with black pepper. Piperine, the compound in black pepper, increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without it, most of the turmeric passes through your body unused. Include a healthy fat. Turmeric is fat-soluble, which means it needs a little fat to be absorbed. That's why almond milk, coconut milk, or even oat milk are great choices. Sweeten wisely. A touch of honey or stevia is fine, but avoid dumping sugar in. It cancels out many of the anti-inflammatory benefits. And if golden milk isn't your thing, you can still add turmeric to your daily life. Stir it into soups, stews, or sprinkle on roasted vegetables. The key is consistency. Curcumin builds up its effects over time, much like exercise or meditation. It's not a quick fix, but it's a steady ally. In a world filled with flashing screens and artificial light, your eyes need all the natural support they can get. And this ancient spice used for centuries in Ayurvedic and Eastern medicine continues to show up as a modern healer. So if you're looking for a gentle, comforting way to protect your vision, turmeric tea might be exactly what your evening routine needs. Now let's talk about one of nature's most unassuming heroes when it comes to eyesight, spinach. If you grew up being told that eating your greens would help you see in the dark, well, there's more truth to that than you might imagine. And it's not just about carrots. Spinach in particular may be one of the most powerful foods to boost eye health, especially when you blend it into a daily smoothie. Let me explain why. Spinach is rich in two key nutrients that your eyes absolutely love, lutein and zeaxanthin. These are carotenoids, pigments found in plants, that concentrate in the macula, the small central part of your retina responsible for sharp vision. Think of the macula as your eye's high-definition lens. It helps you read, recognize faces, drive, and see fine details. As we age, it's common for the macula to become damaged or deteriorate, a condition known as macular degeneration. It's one of the leading causes of vision loss in people over 60. Lutein and zeaxanthin act like internal sunglasses. They filter out high-energy blue light and reduce oxidative stress, helping to keep your macula intact and functional for years to come. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. Spinach also contains natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a molecule that improves blood flow and relaxes blood vessels. Why does that matter? Because better circulation to the eyes means more oxygen and nutrients reach the retina. And this can help lower intraocular pressure, a major risk factor for glaucoma. A study published in JAMA Ophthalmology followed over 100,000 participants and found that those who consumed the most leafy green vegetables, including spinach, had up to a 30% lower risk of developing glaucoma compared to those who consumed the least. That's not a small number. That's a game changer. And the best way to get a therapeutic dose of spinach without feeling like a cow chewing on a salad? A smoothie. Let me tell you about Harold. He's 67, a retired mechanic, and someone who never touched spinach a day in his life. He said it looked like wet grass. But after a minor scare at his eye exam, early signs of increased pressure, he decided to give the smoothie road a try. His daily blend? 1 handful of fresh spinach, 1 frozen banana, 2 cup blueberries, 1 tablespoon of flaxseed, 4 cup of almond milk. Not only did he get used to the taste, he actually started looking forward to it. A few months later, his eye pressure had stabilized, and he'd lost 5 pounds, just from that one healthy change. Spinach is mild in flavor and blends beautifully with fruits like mango, pineapple, or banana. It's also rich in vitamin K, magnesium, and folate, all of which support overall vascular health. Again, great news for your eyes. A few tips to get the most from your spinach smoothies. Go fresh or frozen. Both work. Frozen spinach is convenient, and because it's flash frozen, it retains most of its nutrients. Add healthy fats, like half an avocado, chia seeds, or a splash of olive oil. Lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble, meaning your body absorbs them better with a bit of fat. Don't overblend. Too much blending can break down nutrients. 30-45 seconds is usually perfect. Storage tip. If buying fresh spinach, keep it in a dry paper towel inside a Ziploc bag in the fridge. It'll last longer and stay crisp. Here's the truth. What you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. A spinach smoothie may seem small, but over time, those nutrients add up to real, visible protection. So don't overlook your greens, especially when they're this powerful, this easy to enjoy, and this crucial to keeping your vision strong as you age. Let's take a moment to breathe and reflect on what we've just uncovered. You now know that something as simple as what's in your glass each day can play a major role in protecting your vision. From green tea to spinach smoothies, every drink we've explored offers powerful nutrients: lutein, zeaxanthin, curcumin, anthocyanins, nitrates that work quietly, consistently, and naturally. You don't have to drink all 8 every day. Just rotate. Find what fits your lifestyle. What matters most is consistency, because in the end, eyesight isn't just about seeing clearly, it's about seeing your life fully. I want you to remember this. Your vision is not a lost cause. Even if you've been told that decline is inevitable, I'm here to tell you, it's not. Every sip of a nourishing drink, every small step you take, is a powerful act of self-care. You're not powerless, you're not alone, and your future is still bright, literally. So share this video with someone you care about. Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. And as my dear friend and colleague, Dr. James Porter, always says, you're not alone. Your best days of clear, vibrant vision may still be ahead.